Good morning, happy Monday, and welcome to the Monday Morning Pep Talk. After recording last week's pep talk, I realized we have some unfinished business here. What happens after we've explored what we can do and what some of our superpowers are? We go to look for new job opportunities. And what happens when we go to look for those new job opportunities? We often say to ourselves, this week's limiting belief: I'm not qualified for the job I want. Whether we're looking at jobs online or considering companies we want to work for, we often talk ourselves out of applying or reaching out for fear of getting rejected or not hearing back. So many people have told me over the last year, I didn't apply because I didn't feel I was qualified, or I didn't reach out to somebody because I felt like they wouldn't get back to me. So, in this week's story, I'm excited to share one of my favorite tales from my brother and co founder Chris's career journey. Chris was working in a soul sucking operations job at JP Morgan and desperately needed a change. As he started exploring new career paths, he quickly became very passionate about education technology, and he even decided that the role he wanted to be in was as a product manager. There were only three problems. Chris had no industry experience in technology or education. He had no subject matter expertise in software development or product management, and he had no role experience in being on a software development team. So to say he was not qualified for any of the jobs he was interested in is a total understatement. Before we dig into what Chris did, let's jump into the problems with this week's quote. In most cases, we're protecting ourselves from rejection. We're afraid that our request or application is going to be rejected, so we tell ourselves it's not even worthwhile to reach out or apply. In the case of an online job posting, especially, we're assuming the job description is actually what that company needs, which is not always the case. And we're also giving the power to the algorithm that reviews that application. In most cases, a computer program is going to decide whether your application ends up in front of a human being or not. I don't know about you, but I'm not interested in having a program determine my fate. So I'm going to look to make a real human connection to understand what a company is needing and how I might be able to help. Okay, so let's talk about how we can positively reframe this. Instead of saying, I'm not qualified for the job I want, start asking yourself, how can I connect with someone at the organization or in the department that I want to work with and determine where my skills, talents, and gifts are a match for what their needs are? And the same aside goes as last week. You may still need to learn or acquire new skills, but learn more about that from the people that are actually working in the field. In some cases, there may be an opportunity to learn those skills on the job once you're there. So you're probably asking yourself, so what did Chris do? First off, you'll be happy to know that Chris is an education technology product manager today. So despite not having the skills he needed to get the job he wanted, he was able to do it. Here are a couple of the awesome moves that Chris made. First, he connected with people through direct outreach, through industry groups, through meetups that were in the role that he wanted to learn the specific steps and skills needed to get there. By starting to build a network of these people that were in the role he wanted, he started to learn what he needed to do and what moves he needed to make. The next thing he did, he started to build the skills he needed by taking classes online. And this next move, which was my favorite, he actually found a way in his current job to support the education and development team at his current company so he could start to build his own education technology credentials. Next, he learned from every interaction and rejection about what he was going to need to be successful. And then finally, and this may be the case for many of you, he found an interim role as a business analyst that was an important stepping stone to the role that he ultimately wanted as product manager. So this week, we're going to ask you to focus on doing two things. The first is just to connect with one or two people who are in the job you want to be in. Ask them about their journey, the steps they took, the skills they needed and used, Ask them how they differentiated themselves and learn how you can leverage your skills to make that same transition. You may actually have a similar experience that is very relevant to the work you want to do, and these folks can really help you figure that out. Next, look for opportunities within your own job or via part time projects, volunteer opportunities, classes, and other activities to build some of the skills and credentials you need to better position yourself for the role you want. As always, we wish you the best of luck this week and encourage you to reach out and let us know how it goes. I'm so grateful for your time and attention this morning and hope you have a peaceful and fulfilling rest of your week. Please remember that I love you, I believe in you, and I am here for you. Take care of yourself and one another, and I will see you next week.